Earlier today, Adam 22 announced that No Jumper is going broke. They're selling their facility, downsizing the company, and I'm a No Jumper employee. So a lot of you guys was asking me, Flacco, we need your take on this. So I'm going to try to make sense out of all of this for you guys. So let's get straight into the video.
So there's something that I've been hiding from you guys. No Jumper is going broke. How could we be going broke? Well, let's start here. We expanded too much during COVID at just about the exact moment that our revenue streams all took a hit. We hired a whole bunch of editors and other employees, and we bought a huge office building that cost us almost $4 million, thinking that the growth that we were experiencing during the pandemic was going to continue.
I remember when he did this. They were killing it at the time. They were absolutely killing it. Before he even continued, I know exactly, well, I have my opinion on exactly why y'all going broke. I'm gonna hold it for the end, but I feel like it has the two main things are the direction he decided to, well, three, the direction he decided to take the podcast, the conflicts he created or had with his other employees, and the Big U situation going on right now. But that's all I'm gonna say. Let's just watch the rest of it and see.
And unfortunately, that did not happen.
This is the price of doing business. You're going to take risk and gamble, and some gambles don't work out. But when you look back, the gamble wasn't a dumb gamble. It was a gamble that actually made sense. No Jumper was doing something that no other hip-hop adjacent channels were doing. Every show on the network was doing like 300 to 200,000 views. Literally every show. This is at the end of the day. These are a cast of dudes that are no longer here, but yo, you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was so good. That was so good. I'm telling you, it wasn't Adam that was really killing it at a certain, like, he built it, he took it to a certain point, but it was the other cast members and the other shows. It was really killing it.
You see their views. And it didn't just stop at the end of the day. If you take a look at the No Jumper show, the No Jumper show was also doing 300,000, 200,000 views. So when you get to a point where you have multiple shows, even your third ranked show, which was Disconnected with House Phone, Blasi, Yuri, that was doing over 200,000 views as well. During those times, shows that got canceled were shows that did under 100,000. So you could see where the expectation was and how great them times were. So when you have multiple shows doing over 200, 300,000 views per episode, you have the clips. It makes sense why you would probably get a $5 million facility. It makes sense why you would probably want to expand as fast as No Jumper expand. Just like it'll also make sense that the views went down when the cast of two of the three most popular shows on the network, when they all left No Jumper at the same time due to personal conflict.
We put in our resignation papers today. Nice. We put in our resignation papers today, man.
That's a lot of hats. I mean, here is a mirror, so it's not that many, but still from this side, that is a lot of hats. Hey.
It's a new day and age. Yeah, man, we left the fort, man. No more AD at No Jumper.
AD from
No more T-Rail at No Jumper.
No more. No more jumper.
No more Duno at No Jumper.
No more. Yeah.
No more Smack at No Jumper.
No more.
Bye.
We gone, man.
Hey.
Shame on you.
Goodbye.
We gone, man. We are gone. We out of here.
Shame on you.
Out of here, man. And me personally,
Crazy, right? All this shit. Told you, cuz.
me personally, I feel amazing, man.
Yes, sir, man. Clap it up for my boy,
Clap it up, man.
Yeah, no, clap it up for everybody in here, bro. Clap it up for you too, bro. And
Up, man.
I gotta, since he's here too, I gotta salute my brother T-Rail, bro.
Essentially, that was the beginning of where we're currently at, making the announcement that No Jumper is going broke. When you buy the $5 million facility, when you invest certain things into the facility, because the outpour of content is up here, because you have like multiple hosts the fans care about, you have multiple shows that are hit shows, you have the news that's going live every day, you have something, that's producing high volume content, that's producing really well. But once you take out all the hosts and you take out a huge chunk of the shows and you can't really produce that much content anymore, then you start to realize where the losses is coming in.
Our YouTube numbers, which had doubled or even tripled, gradually returned to normal. Our Snapchat and Facebook numbers, which had exploded during COVID, sometimes even hitting 6 figures a month, shrank by about 80% or more. Our Patreon, which was absolutely killing it for a year or two when we were doing uncensored, aka nude interviews with up-and-coming superstars like Kazumi and Sky Bree, fell off quite a bit with the launch of Plug Talk and a decreased interest in seeing us interview stars. In addition to that, you might recall that the channel took quite a hit.
That's the direction that, like, it didn't seem sustainable. It was very novel, very new, you know? People were very intrigued at the time, but it just didn't seem sustainable. Like, all right, how long you gonna be interviewing, you know, corn models? Like, how long are people gonna watch? Like, I don't think, I'm not, you know, it's like corn content isn't where people go for conversation, isn't where people go for podcasts and knowledge and enlightenment. If they're into corn, they go there for corn. You know what I mean? So there's only so much you can do off of that. So
when approximately 8 of our hosts left the platform in March of 2023, although we've definitely largely recovered and managed to build up a very healthy roster of talent since then, that certainly took a toll on our business for a while as well.
The host leaving was a big deal, but it's the way they left that was a bigger deal. They left, like, it was tumultuous times, right? They were sort of pitting themselves against.
Bro, what is going on?
It's No Jumper.
Like, bro, I'm not trying to body shame, but this is unhealthy, bro. Like, he gotta deal with this. These are actual sausages, bro. Like
it was
what the, my guy.
tumultuous times, right? They were sort of pitting himself against No Jumper because they left because AD felt like he was betrayed by Adam. AD felt like Adam, I guess, texting Lush and Josh that AD only has 4 jokes and he wanted to remove AD from off the show without talking to AD first, and then Lush essentially spilled the beans in the Discord and the
Bro, it's not essentially, it's not apparently, that's what happened. You're a current employee, so I get it, you gotta talk about it like this, but we all remember what happened, bro. That's what happened. Adam was on some goofy behavior, and Lush mentioned it in like the Discord or something. And then when Adam called Lush out about it, Lush lied to Adam, told him, nah, he didn't, yada, yada, yada. And then AD found about it through the chat or through like some live or whatever from the audience. He approached Adam about it. That's why Adam had even mentioned it to Lush. Sorry for the messed up order. But Lush got fired live. This is what messes me up. This is where I'm confused. Lush got fired live for that. But Lush is back. What's going on with AD? You know, like, the reason why they couldn't make up has to be something more serious, you know? And yeah, I really think a lot of the cast members that left, because even that girl, I don't even remember her name, but the Asian girl who was there on the same show disconnected with House Phone, why did she leave? You know, all the drama that came between Adam and these other people, I low-key feel like it was just jealousy. Adam couldn't, I don't know.
fans knew about it before AD, so AD felt like, for the fans knowing that I'm being fired from this particular show before I knew I was being fired was wrong. So he left. So when he left essentially on the terms of No Jumper did me wrong. So once you leave on those terms, you know what that does? That forced the fans to say, you got to pick a side.
Facts.
So you see No Jumper lost like 20,000+ subscribers within the first like week when the 8 hosts left. You've seen views tank, you've seen dislikes go up. So when they leave, a lot of those fans who left at 20,000, those were very active watchers and subscribers. So once they leave, yes, some may come back, but some may never resubscribe. So you have to take that loss. And I feel like, the host leaving it is one thing, but how they left was the bigger story.
And me and
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna hold you. I think I left No Jumper. I think I unsubscribed from that because I don't really see their stuff no more. Either I unsubscribed or I just like stop watching it, that it just doesn't show up in my feed no more. Cause after a certain time, it just got like, bro. And then like, Adam as an viewer, I think the novelty plus the type of people he was interviewing at the beginning of No Jumper is what blew it up. Like, you were interviewing people like X, bro. Like, XXXTentacion was a very charismatic character, you know what I mean? In comparison to some of the new rappers today that they just, yeah, slam, yeah. Nah, it was hard. Yeah, but we did that. Yeah, like that's how the interviews go, bro. You ever watch them, bro? It's like you're talking to a mute, bro, and he only knows like 4 or 5 words. So people don't want to watch those no more. So it's like, you know,
Adam, we done bumped heads a million times.
Right.
But every time I'm saying, hey, bro, you my brother. I'm looking at it like a brother.
Right.
You my brother. If you wrong, I'm going to tell you wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. It's a revolving door. It's not one-sided. And a lot of times, like, I know for me personally, I know it just felt one-sided. It's like, yeah, you could tell us when we wrong, but when you wrong, it's like, oh, I ain't got to say, no, it's not. I'm not. And I'm like, bro, it don't work like that.
Depending on who you ask, though, there's different perspective. Adam would say that, you know, the views were already heading back down to normal. So them leaving just at some point accelerated that. But No Jumper was never able to really go back to, you know, the pandemic viewership. You know, they went back to normal numbers.
but you also got to remember too, in the pandemic times, everybody was home. Everybody needed something to watch, right? So, and then after the pandemic times, everybody get back out to work. People are busy with real life and things are getting harder. The cost of living has gone up. So people ain't got time to just sit around and, well, I don't know about everybody else, but to just sit around and just scroll and just watch people like No Jumper interview low content guys. Like some of these rappers today, they're not that interesting, bro. They really not. When you talk to them or when you sit down and watch their interviews, they not that interesting in comparison to the others, right? The ones from before. So it's almost like a dying genre of entertainment.
And there was always waves. Like, I remember about like 10 months ago, Adam laid off a bunch of people. You know, he ended the No Jumper News and essentially, you know, got rid of about like 10 hosts who were doing the No Jumper News recurring and getting paid.
Anyway, Snapchat exclusive. I'm making some very big changes in terms of No Jumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news, No Jumper News, it's over. The Monday show, the Wednesday show, and the Thursday show also are over. I've decided that I really want to focus No Jumper. So I will be continuing to do the Tuesday show with Lush and Brick Baby. I will continue to do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, you know, Almighty, Sharp, Brick. I just talked to all these guys, Flacco. We're still going to work together on doing interviews and, you know, doing like repeat guest type interviews where I, you know, have people on multiple times to talk about different things that are going on in the news, everything like that. But this decision has really been brought on primarily, I guess, as a business decision. And I say that to say, I've been talking to my business manager a lot over the course of the past few weeks, taking a real deep dive into how the channel is doing.
If you've been paying attention, I guess like the news today don't really shock you because, you know, you already know that this was coming based on, you know, the layoffs from 10 months ago. Also, too, the challenges of laying off so many people is you produce less content, but, you know, this content, but the revenue, you know, still has to be up there. And, you know, the cheat code to producing more revenue is more content, but to produce more content, you need to hire more hosts. But you have to pay those hosts. So essentially, you have to find a balance to where you hire the right amount of hosts that can produce, you know, enough views with the content they're putting out to bring in the revenue needed. Right. You know, and so far, it looks like Adam hasn't found that particular balance within itself, which is.
Bro, he had it. He had it and he dropped it. He had it with all them people that left. They were the perfect combination, bro. I promise you, they would have ride through the storm. They would have made it through post-pandemic. I promise you. AD and all of them were so entertaining. The At the End of the Day show was extremely entertaining. That dude house phone, that dude was so weird, but I remember him. You know what I mean? I could recollect watching episodes with House Phone and the girl. I don't remember her name. I do not remember her name for nothing, and I've heard it a million times. But I remember them, right? Their content was good. It was good enough. I could remember AD's name because it's literally just A and D, right? But he had the perfect team, bro. He had the perfect team. There's those 4 plus the 3 who used to work with AD. So that 7 or 8 people was bringing in more revenue off their content than the 10 or the amount he dropped or been dropping since. You feel me? He had the perfect team. He had a small number that was bringing in a large revenue. Then he dropped them, tried to get a bigger roster, and the bigger roster still ain't doing the numbers that the small roster was doing. It's the type of people. And he had them, but he dropped them.
Is why the downsizing is currently going on. Now, another challenge is the No Jumper Instagram.
All that stuff hurt the business, but we were still solidly profitable. That is, until the last few months, where we experienced 2 major L's that we never could have seen coming. First, we lost the No Jumper Instagram. After almost 10 years of building it up and essentially no strikes on our account, we got taken down one day and we still have absolutely no idea why. We've had no luck getting it back despite being in contact with what seems like every Instagram recovery guy on the face of the planet. We were bringing in a very solid amount of cash monthly that was keeping us afloat via selling sponsored posts on the account, and that mostly vanished overnight. And while we've been growing the new No Jumper LA account up ever since and managing to sell sponsored collab posts using my Instagram and the No Jumper LA account, DM or email if interested, we aren't making anywhere near as much from Instagram now.
Yo, and I saw some other people talk about this, including DJ Act. Apparently, somebody in Meta put a flag on his account that says, or Instagram, but Instagram is owned by Meta, but somebody high up put a flag on the account that says do not reinstate. And in situations like that, should you reinstate it, or anyone who it's now being tracked, basically. Long story short, any updates or actions with this account will be tracked. So if somebody on the back end reinstate the account, the person who put that banner on it is going to know who did it. So the worker basically was like, not touching this. You feel me?
Side note, if you're a Meta rep, please DM me. I would love to speak to anyone who could help with this.
The No Jumper Instagram mystery is one of the biggest mysteries on the internet right now, bruh. So No Jumper got his Instagram taken away. Now, I'm part of the social media team, so I can tell you No Jumper never had a strike. Things don't get taken down. We had no copyright violations. Nothing at all. Everything was still up and perfectly running fine. But then one day the Instagram goes away. Now, there's a lot of things that could attribute to it, right? As you guys know, like the Unlocked guy who was doing the Instagram recovery team, he did an interview on No Jumper. Him and Adam got into it. He threatened to take away the Instagram, but then the feds picked him up. So we thought, the Instagram is good now, right? But no, it still got deleted. Now, here's the thing though. Usually you can just contact a Meta rep and get the account back through one of these recovery guys. But when you contact these guys, I'm talking about the dudes who are at the very top who get back everybody accounts. When you contact these guys, they say specifically, there's a note on this account that it can never be recovered. If I recover it, it's going to trigger something in the system to where a review is going to happen and they're going to know I did it. So I'm not trying to risk my job. I can't do it. So this is what we're dealing with here, bro. This is insane. This is insane, bro. Somebody at the very top of Instagram went out of their way to say, hey, bro, there's a literal note on the account. This can never be recovered. This is permanently banned for life.
But something had to happen, bro. Something had to happen behind the scenes between more than likely Adam and somebody else.
We're trying to figure out who and what. It looks like No Jumper got some powerful enemies, bruh. But that Instagram money was different. No Jumper is charging like $1,500 per post, bruh. And you send about 4 promo posts a day on No Jumper. So that money was different. You take away that money, bruh, to a company is kind of crazy.
And second, in addition to that, we have been hit with a bullshit lawsuit from a former employee. Now, essentially everything in this lawsuit is completely fictional, and every lawyer that I've spoken to about it has described this as basically an extortion attempt, but it still cost us a ton of money already, and it's expected to cost us many hundreds of thousands of dollars to see this through to completion. It's insane to me that a person that we did so much for can just invent some grievances out of thin air and cost us this much money as a result. This person has literally lost every single friend that he used to have when he worked at No Jumper. His streaming career has completely tanked, and he even got kicked off the podcast that he left No Jumper to start. But somehow that's our reality, and we have to fight this rather than just give in to this piece of shit.
The employee who sued No Jumper was this guy called Yuri. Now, this is like the betrayal of the century. This is like E2 Brute. Like this is some scandalous stuff. So Yuri was essentially Adam's protege, right? Somebody who Adam molded into a content creator, who started off as somebody who was just hanging around the office, eventually got a job as an editor. And he sort of worked his way up and used No Jumper as kind of like a trampoline to get into his own thing. So
Yeah, his use of the word trampoline there was quite exquisite, if I must say. You know, people always say, oh, you use it as a stepping stone, right? A stepping stone takes you from one height to the next height. A trampoline, descriptively, takes you from one height, 3-4 heights up. So he's trying to say, No Jumper boosted this guy all the way up like a trampoline, not like a stepping stone. Hey, I don't know if he did that intentionally, but that's just...
Yuri left No Jumper initially. He left No Jumper because he did like a 30-day live stream, like a subathon, and he made like $20,000 to $30,000. So he thought he wanted to put more attention into his streams, right? He wanted to put more into his streams. So he left No Jumper for that reason. But then after he left No Jumper, I guess things didn't work out. So he decided he wanted to sue No Jumper. Now, him and his girlfriend both worked at No Jumper around the same time, but he left before her. But eventually she got fired, you know, because again, the layoffs, too many employees. Once they both got fired now, you know, they decided they wanted to sue No Jumper for whatever reason. Yuri would claim that he quit No Jumper because he could no longer tolerate the harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. It feels...
Wait, hold on. Posting false statements about these defendants. These incidents created a hostile work environment. Plaintiff Garcia was terminated in March 2023 after she complained about the sexual harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. Plaintiff yada yada could no longer tolerate the sexual harassment, discrimination, and retaliation and had to quit, which plaintiff did in or about July of 2023.
Tolerate the harassment, discrimination, and retaliation. It feels like a money grab, and honestly, why I can't respect it. Again, he's not suing me, right? I'm not in that lawsuit because I avoided everybody, bruh. Yo, when him and his girlfriend was working there, bruh, if I'm in the room with other people and she's there and they left, I'm leaving the room too. I'm not staying in no room alone with a woman in this industry, bruh. Not happening. I'm protecting myself. Feel me? But it's not just her, because she's always been kind. It was with all women. So I protected myself. So I'm not in this lawsuit. Right? I'll make sure to have very limited interaction.
You could put it like that, but I mean, you sure that's what it was?
With most people. Right? So I'm not here, but this to me is a money grab. They probably won't win anything, you know, but having to spend money on lawyers and drag this out is not something you really want to do in this.
Yeah, nah, you don't want to do that at all. But we get where it's going, though. If you want to see the rest of that, y'all go check it out. You know, the boy Poetic Flacco, just head over to his channel, drop a like, drop a subscribe. It's that easy. He's killing the content right now. You know, show some love and support. If you like the art next to the side for me, you could drop a like and subscribe for me too. But I'm going to see y'all in the next one.